A big morning of sport.
Oh,
wow,
massive morning.
What a huge weekend this was. It was so entertaining. It all started, with the women's league games. They were huge this week, of course. First v second on the weekend. How good was it?
If that was the grand final, and I'm sorry, Lucy, I apologise. It's off the bat. It just doesn't feel right now if Carlton make it. It has to be Brisbane Adelaide. That was
no, that's right.
As perfect as the game you would see.
Oh,
it was pretty amazing that last quarter. Brisbane really had to hold on. Yeah,
they did. But very, very exciting. Also, the cricket was very big this weekend. The Indians, bit of fire in their belly. You know, they're trying to give the Australians, a lot of talk on and off the field. And I think the Australians played very, very well yesterday.
They did.
Doing well. Also the JLT series is still going very strongly, and a couple of big wins for some of the clubs there, and a couple of players back in action.
A team won a grand final. If you watched the certain celebration, it was a beautiful, beautiful celebration.
And some teams getting their first wins for let's say a very, very long time.
Yes.
So it was good to see.
Let's just get straight into the cricket.
Into it. Yeah.
How good is it? Well, Australia looks like we can kind of say they're on the verge for a second victory, but anything can happen.
Oh, I wouldn't speak too soon, Liam, but it's so far looking so good, and I think one man has spun the test in the right direction. Quite literally, spun the test in the right direction. Of course, we're talking about. Nice, Gary.
The Gaz.
How good was he?
8 wickets.
The Lion.
The most wickets for an Aussie against India.
Unbelievable.
If you don't mind, just a casual 8 for 50.
On day one as well of a test, and not a lot of people were expecting a spinner, particularly on day one. The pitch looked quite green a couple of days ago when they were reviewing it, and incredible. As the players were saying, they didn't know which way the ball was going to spin. But Gaz just put it in the right areas, 8 for 50 if you don't mind. India all out for 189, and they can't get over 200.
Just a simple 8. Just a simple 8
Just
wickets.
a simple 8, And Starkey and also Steve O'Keefe chipped in. But, when Steve O'Keefe isn't doing it, Nathan Lyon is. Gaz is. So it's unbelievable.
And we thought the nice Gary was dead. Oh, wait till you made that alive. A couple nice Gazes.
Do you reckon the Indian fans got involved with that? Do you reckon they started going, nice Gary? You reckon they might have started getting involved? I don't know.
Nice Gary.
Nice Gary. No. But, this is a massive talking board in the test. The thing is, India, again, can't make it to 200. And Virat Kohli, he's in so much hot water at the moment that they've actually made a Shooting Star remix of his shouldering arms, which is just brilliant. It is just brilliant. So Kohli, usually quite an angry man. He was quite fired up yesterday. Of course, Australia were none for 40 going into day two, and they batted very, very well yesterday, I thought, the Australians. We did lose 6 wickets for about 237 runs, but I thought the Australians batted extremely well. What do you think, Liam?
Well, a half century from Marsh, believe it or not.
Marshy. It was a very good innings.
But it's okay. And the other Marsh brother got out for a duck, so it's all okay with the world.
You should have seen the look he gave his brother. He's just like, nah, you've done it again.
Who are you?
Who are you? Are we related? Probably not.
Probably got a phone call from their mum saying, "Oh, hey, Marsh,
very disappointed in
do you want to talk to your son? I don't have a son."
Now, I've been digging up some incredible statistics, and Matt Renshaw has done an extremely great job, and we know he's a player who shows a lot of poise, who doesn't score at the quickest rate.
He's an old-fashioned test player.
He's a very, very old-fashioned test player. Scores very, very slowly, a bit like Bill Lawry back in the day. For those of you out there listening who remember him playing, so very, very slow accumulator. He made a very nice 60 off almost about 200 deliveries. So it was quite a long-winded innings, which is very good from him. But He's now broken a record set by Brian Lara. Now, to beat Brian Lara in anything is a pretty good effort. Now, what Brian Lara did was he faced 401 deliveries on Indian soil, and that's a hell of a lot of deliveries. But now Matty Renshaw, with his big innings of 200 balls faced last innings, he has now faced 402 deliveries on the dusty subcontinent, and that is now a new world record. So well done to Matty Renshaw.
Only his third test there as well.
Exactly.
It's I just read something before. It's hard to believe that Renshaw's a 20-year-old. Like the way he plays, it's such an old-fashioned
He's taller than a lot of 50-year-olds. It's unbelievable. Like he's a mammoth of a man.
Like just saying, there's a reason why he didn't get picked for 2020 because he can't play it. He doesn't play the slog. He doesn't try to hit sixes, and I think he's a perfect balancer for Warner.
For David Warner, absolutely.
Warner can make the quick 50, and then by the time Lyon comes in the bat, Renshaw's still on 5.
And Renshaw does have the ability to hit some good shots as well, and he did hit a very, very nice 6. I mean, he did get out off a stumping, which wasn't the best, but he played very well. Now, another stat I've dug up as well. I seem to be the stat man at the moment.
You are.
Now, Ravi Ashwin. A lot of people are comparing him to Mirrelly. They reckon he's a very, very good spinner. I don't really see it, but he is a very good spinner. Now, he bowled 41 overs, and so he's bowled 41 overs yesterday and the day before, which is obviously a lot of overs in Test matches.
Is, yeah.
Now, altogether, he has broken a brand new record in Test matches for amount of balls bowled in a particular season. Now, he's bowled 3,673 balls.
Not much.
Now, that's not too many. And this is over the 2016-17 season. Now, this is a hell of a lot of deliveries. And this is the most any bowler has done in a single Test season. And now he's overthrown Anil Kumble, who was also an Indian fast bowler, I'm pretty sure. And he bowled, 3,670 back in 2004-05. And you can only imagine with a couple of Test matches left that Ashwin is going to make his mark even more so. So that's a lot of deliveries.
Yes. Well, day 3 starts today.
Today,
so
it's going to be very exciting. Australia 6-4, so Matty Wade's still in on about 25. Hasn't done much with the bat this series so far, so it'd be good to see him.
1 century in
West Indies. I think.
Also at the one-day one.
Oh, the one-day. Yes.
Yes.
As far as Test matches are concerned, he hasn't made many Test hundreds, so it'd be good to I think if we get a 100-run lead, we'll feel very, very comfortable in the position that we're in, and then maybe a nice Gary can rip a few more and see how we go. But so far, so good, and the cricket is looking very, very positive at the moment.
Also, we were here last Monday talking about how the Aussie girls were in a bit of trouble. Turns out we worried about nothing.
Absolutely nothing. What an incredible performance by the Southern Stars. They have just been outstanding in the ODIs so far, and one big performance should be outlined, and that, of course, is Meg Lanning. Best of all time? Best of all time?
The megastar, as they call her.
The megastar, and I think that's quite fitting. It was an unbelievable innings, and a very quick one as well, and she's got the lot. She has got the lot. She just unbelievable.
She has that very serious looking stare that just stares into your soul.
Yeah, it does.
She is a very serious looking player now when you bring it up.
And I'm only looking at a very small image of her as well. If you just look at my phone, it just looks very scary.
Yeah. Very scary, very stern.
The mad
all
eyes
the time. Yeah. I've worked at the Melbourne Stars before, and I've gotten to hang out with her a little bit. And let me tell you, she always looks that serious. She doesn't crack a smile often. But
she's just intense. She's just intense to be around.
Intense. Yeah.
Intense.
I can imagine someone bowling a boulder, just looking at her, and she's like, "Do you really want to do this?"
She probably splits the ball in half just with her eyes.
She throws the ball.
Laser
the
eyes.
bowler throws the ball for a 6. Just like, "Yep, there you go."
There we go. But no, so Australia came out on top. They drew back the series on Thursday last week, and won their game yesterday, which means they have reclaimed the Rose Bowl over New Zealand. And the last time New Zealand won this series was in 1999.
Oh, wow. It's been a while for them.
So it's been a while for them. And the last time Australia lost the ODI series was in 2013. So the girls really getting it done for
they always seem to be doing it, no matter what sport. I know the women's were the first, in the soccer, were the first Australian team to win the Asian Cup.
Yep.
They made it further in the World Cup than the men ever had.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the women team seems to be going quite nicely in the cricket.
They do. They go all right. But I think having Lanning in your side is certainly helps a lot.
Yeah, it does seem to help.
Michael said before off air, starting the conversation of best of all time.
Best of all time. Well, I mean, we've got one statistic here that would probably make her her charge for that title very, very, very likely. That's her 10th ODI century.
Yeah.
That is a lot of centuries in any form of sport. That is a lot, and she surpasses Sarah Elliott's record. So she, of course, was an outstanding player. But to get 10 ODI centuries, that's huge. Not to mention all of the runs that she's made outside of that, and just a lot of the valuable runs that she's chipped in as well. She goes a long way to making the Southern Stars win, and probably without her, our batting lineup would not be the same.
Yeah, definitely. Like, even though we did have Villani, Mooney, and Blackwell who did really, really well with the bat, to open the batting and then stay in and make 104 and guide your team to victory, like it's a pretty big feat. So good on Meg Lanning, and she also took an amazing catch.
Oh.
One hand, full
I did
length.
see that. That was unbelievable.
And if you watch the video of it, the commentator I think gets a little bit more excited about it, and I think anyone on the field does as well. So that was good. But for New Zealand, Priest and Martin both scored half centuries. And they were looking pretty strong, but in the last 5 overs, they lost 5 for 22. With Jess Jonathan and debutante Ashley, who's playing in her first ODI series, Ashley Garner. She she got her first 3 wickets. So that was very, very exciting for her. But I made the joke on Friday that 16-year-old leg spinner Amelia Kerr for New Zealand must have been happy that the game was scheduled on a Sunday, because she didn't want to miss another day of school after Friday. So hopefully at school today she's not too upset about the loss.
No,
she might be just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. No one likes to lose.
Yeah, exactly. But playing for New Zealand, you have to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. That's right. And I'm sure they do go to school at that age in New Zealand.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
We'll assume it.
I wouldn't be too happy playing for New Zealand. You got Australia just right there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
just a little bit there. Just, you know. Mum, can I please go to Australia?
Can I move over there, please?
Oh, apart from
really
rugby,
like their
rugby
system.
there.
And also this week is International Women's Day on Wednesday, so it's good to be talking women's sport, and I'm really happy with all the guys that we're working with here on Sports Desk, getting behind the girls so much.
Absolutely.
And in honour of International Women's Day on Wednesday, we are playing songs by all female artists. And to kick us off, we have Montaigne with Greater Than Me.
This is Sin 90.7, and this is the Sports Desk. And let's jump straight into the AFLW.
What a week of results. This is unbelievable. GWS got their first win, everybody. Woo! Everyone seems so excited. They're like, yes, we haven't seen GWS win for ages,
Oh, actually, I'm pretty excited about it, because, good for Carlton that they lost.
Yeah, good for Carlton that they lost. Yeah, we need to see a bit of a change. And, Melbourne went down to them. It was the upset of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. Because
upset of the season.
Melbourne were coming off
looking good.
Very, very, very strong form, 3 wins in a row. So, but as they said off air, I think Melbourne sort of let themselves down by not
2 games in wet conditions.
Not trying to adapt to the wet conditions. So, and I honestly think GWS sensed that a little bit and just were like, well, if they're not going to do it, then we will.
Well, also, them kicking 5 behinds in the last quarter doesn't help.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I think Freo and Melbourne got to walk out to a ground, look at the goalpost and think, oh, wait, it's in the middle. You got to kick it through the middle. That's the goal. Oh, silly us.
Sounds like they need to hire you as a coach.
They should.
That's the thing. Maybe you'll bring some Gaelic expertise back as well. Might teach you a bit of goal kicking skills. Oh, my outstanding player, and we'll get to the votes later, obviously. But in this game, one girl who stood up was Jess Del Pos. Yeah. She was unbelievable. 19 disposals and a game high 7 tackles. Look, a lot of they might not be recorded on the statistics, but 7 tackles. That's a phenomenal amount of tackles.
That is one thing I look for when I do my votes. I always look for the tackles. I look for the inside 50s, defensive 50s.
Very good. Very good.
That's why my
number 1%ers are very important to me. If you can do a crunching tackle.
Yeah, especially in women's footy when the ball is so contested. But getting in there and laying as many tackles as you can is so, so important. Which I think is why Daisy Pearce has had such a strong season as well. Because she's been averaging 5 or 6 tackles every single game.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And a lot of them's on the defensive as well. The defensive acts are always...
very, very important.
I stick with Danny Froyle. I think the defenders are the most important players in the game. That's one of my personal opinions.
I think, defenders are definitely sometimes the unsung heroes.
Yes.
Which I think we saw in Carlton versus Western Bulldogs.
And that was a good win. The first team to crack 50.
Yes.
So congratulations
50-point
to the
barrier.
Blues.
Well done.
Well done, Carlton.
And then, just after him, the men's just cracked 30. So
I saw impressive. That. We scored more than the men.
Yes.
Can't say that Carlton, the men's team, are the best at the moment.
No.
I'm all up for a straight swap. I'm all for it.
I'm all for it. They were even saying during the Carlton game that the men's were, hoping for Brianna Davey Wouldn't mind her
come
coming
in.
across. Yeah.
No.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Bree Davey played another amazing game.
Pretty decent
Coming
late
back from
inclusion.
injury.
Pretty decent
really
late
showed
inclusion.
how much we missed her against Melbourne
yeah.
the week beforehand. But I think across our half back line, we had Bree Davey, Sarah Hosking, and Tilly Lucas-Rod, who all played amazing games. I think Tilly finished up with the most disposals of anyone. So Carlton did a really, really, really good job of stopping the Western Bulldogs run and carry.
And then we've got the next one. The one that, it's my frustration to being a Freo supporter. Just kicking 5 points in a row to lose a game. And we made St Kilda in 1897. Didn't win a game for the entire season. Freo did get a draw, but we're going down the St Kilda path for being, losing, not winning a game for our first season, which isn't a way you want to go. And then the last game of the round, the grand final preview.
This was a biggie.
The grand final
This was the
preview.
biggie.
I think it might be almost, we're one round away from saying it, but it's almost safe to say.
It is pretty safe to say, and it would be good to see a grand final down at Adelaide Oval.
I know, it looks like it could be an 07. Geelong Pro played a really close game at Skills Stadium, then it went to the grand final and Geelong won them by 100-something points.
Oof.
So maybe it could be one of them.
Hopefully, I hope that doesn't happen.
No.
The momentum for Brisbane, the Brisbane Lions franchise at the moment, it's carried from the JLT series all the way. In fact, I reckon the Brisbane women's team have actually given a bit of morale to the men's side. They won on Thursday night, courtesy of the women's, and the women just continued the good form. Brisbane are if you count the JLT, they're 6-0.
Yeah.
Or 6-1, but the women's five wins in a row. It's just an unbelievable performance.
Huge.
I officially have my favourite player now, Kate McCarthy,
Oh yeah.
and I've actually named
She
her
is quick.
the Packagette.
The package.
She's not the package. She's a Packagette, and she's just another brilliant goal. I would love to see a highlight reel at the end of the season.
She kicked
Yeah.
two good
She
goals.
kicked two good goals. And the one where she gathered the ball from about 70, she went on a bit of a run, got the handball received back, and she's quick.
Yeah.
She's quick.
So quick, and she plays with a pacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, she has a pacemaker.
It would have been going through the roof. Unbelievable. She was
And
on
it
fire.
struggles to keep
Yeah,
up.
I'll tell you what. And to kick it in full sprint mode
Yeah.
from 30 out, it's so much poise as well. She's my favourite player.
There was two games, and both cost both teams. In the first quarter against Collingwood, Ashley Sharp marked the ball and decided to hand it off in a stupid hand pass. In the second quarter for Adelaide, Tex Perkins marked it and played on. First quarter. Tex Perkins marked it and played on. And Adelaide went down by 3. Freo went down by 1.
Yeah.
So it shows those little stupid decisions.
Carlton hit the post 2 times and just held on for a 6-point
Yes.
win from the Western Bulldogs. So
There's a lot of brain fades, a lot of lapses in those
Yes.
games,
which I think
particularly
is
by Carlton.
something. I think that comes down to the fact that a lot of the girls don't have good decision making skills yet. They're not all of them are sort of there yet. Like not like the Brianna Davies or the Daisy Pierces or things like that with their decision making. But in saying that, I really, really, really think the standard of play lifted this weekend.
Oh, it certainly did. I felt that as well. The entertainment factor has really risen to another level, and a lot's on the line now. You look at the ladder. Now you got Brisbane sitting well on top, and as a big victory,
One went away from a grand final.
it's a big victory by GWS, and this could be a telling victory because Melbourne do sit at 4th spot at the moment, and it could be difficult for them to make a run.
They have Adelaide on the
Adelaide.
weekend.
Ooh.
So that could be a very telling game, and
Yeah.
a lot is on the line in this game. I'm looking forward to seeing this now.
Freo is out. If Freo defeat Carlton, they won't. But if they do,
It's home at Fremantle. You never know.
Carlton's out the race. And so much. Well, Brisbane can lose the next 2 games and be done. It's all anything can
Exactly,
happen.
anything can happen. And if you've won 5-0 or like Adelaide won 4-1, like there's still the chance that you could get upset. And I think everyone's looking out for you to get upset. But in wrapping up our AFLW, let's get round to the votes, Michael.
Let's do it. And I have given my 3 votes. I did mention her before, Jess Dalpos, 19 disposals, game high 7 tackles, and I just felt like she really lifted GWS this week. I think one of the major reasons why they won was for her clean disposals, her pressure around the ball. She was outstanding. and contributed to a very strong victory by GWS. I do like pointing out the players that make very, very big influence in their side, and she was huge this week. Who does your 3 votes go to this week, Lee?
Well, I'm actually looking at the sheet, and you did it 1, 2, 3, and I got confused when you said Jess Delpos is your 3 votes.
Oh, right.
But,
no.
I'm the same view, GWS player, but not the same. Emma Swanson, the vice captain. 2 inside 50s, 2 rebound 50s, 2 tackles. I know I'm a big tackle man, but 2, wet conditions, any tackle is a good tackle.
Absolutely.
12 kicks, 2 handballs, 3 marks, and a nice point in a game when you only win by a few points. Any score counts.
Absolutely.
I just think her presence on the field, especially in the last quarter, was good. Was what you need to win the game. And
it was a swan song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 3 votes, Lucy?
I'm not going to give my votes today because I have the joys of being executive producer is that I can have some more time to think about it and give them on Friday. So
we're not good enough.
Going back to the drawing board. Here are us in the pressure cooker.
I really need to think about it, okay?
What's your 2 votes?
My 2 votes, of course, goes to one of my favourite goal kickers in this first AFL women's competition. It has to be Darcy Vescio. Her 3 goals, all from 50-50 situations, bear in mind. They could have went, and some of them were risky goals. Some of them were risky kicks, but she did them. She got the team across the line, and those 3 goals, very crucial in what was a pretty high-scoring game.
It was. Speaking of Vescio, before I do mine, we'll quickly go to the goal kicking. Vescio has now shot up to 11.
She has.
With her 3 goals.
What happened to Elisa Misford?
She's there.
Went missing.
Yeah.
Went missing.
But your girl, Kate McCarthy, is on 7.
She's on 7. She's coming. She's coming like a train. The pacemaker is up.
I was going to say, the way that she's like, as quick as she runs, then she should overrun Vescio.
Then you got Misfit on 6, heading into the last 2 rounds. Looks like Vescio's got it wrapped up, but anything can happen. My second was Ali Blackburn, the vice captain or the acting captain for the Bulldogs. 3 goals. Ever since Brennan got out, she's been captain. Captain more games than Brennan. So she's actually the longest serving captain of the Western Bulldogs.
The Western Bulldogs.
I
there
think
you go,
played,
Eastonwood.
Yeah.
I've given my 1 vote to her as well. It seemed to me like she was everywhere on the ground.
Yeah,
I was watching the game. Oh, there she is again. She was everywhere.
She was in the back line, then she kicks the goal. Then I was like, where did she play?
It was good to have something happen to the Western Bulldogs. Ali Blackburn would just be there, and you
She'll
were like,
there.
what?
And talking about captains, Chelsea Randall from Adelaide played on Taylor Harris, made her lose her mind. She got really mad.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, she just got angry. She got not as bad as the Adelaide game.
If you go on the AFL Women's Instagram, they have a video of them singing the song. Taylor Harris, not happy.
Yeah, she did not look happy at all.
Not happy.
No.
Even singing the song. I don't even think she was singing. She literally was just standing there, stony faced, and I was like, oh, what happened?
But she put it to the sword. She, instead of Taylor Harris kicking 5, she barely had a touch. So, and that's what you need in.
Well, you could those 1%ers again. It's the stuff that doesn't happens when they're away from the ball.
So 2 games left. No Collingwood players had a vote this year. I don't know about last Friday. I don't know who the Friday people voted for.
No, they haven't. They haven't gotten the vote yet.
Yeah,
well, Steph Chiocci's been stiff.
I'm going to give a shout out to Mo Hope this week. She took a
she
very
played
good mark in the back line, and I know it's not where we're used to seeing her, but maybe this might get her
have
into
hope
the
now.
season.
She
maybe
has hope.
there's a bit of hope.
Hey.
She might be good in the back line. But no, it was an influential mark, and that's when I knew that Collingwood had the game.
And talking about Chiocci,
Yes.
she's probably been my number 4 and 5 for the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think so too. I think especially the last 2 weeks, has had a tough run as captain.
I remember
but she's
Melbourne.
done well.
Against Melbourne at half-time, Collingwood were up by 12 points.
No, it was not 17.
Yeah, 17 points.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, Chiocci will get my 3 votes. She's killing it. And then she dropped off, the team dropped off, and I was like, oh, no votes for you.
Done, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that was another big weekend of
Another very big
AFLW.
weekend.
So 2 more rounds to go. It's going to be huge. But we're going to cut to a song now, and this is Ivy League by Alex Leahy. Welcome back to the Sports Desk on SYN 90.7 FM. That was Alex Leahy with Ivy League, and
The JLT.
as much as there was a good weekend of AFLW, the JLT has continued on.
It happened.
It did happen, and I didn't really get to watch much of the AFL JLT, so I'll have to leave this one to you boys, because it sounds like you guys are the experts.
Well, yes, I did go on Thursday night to Etihad Stadium, where a very, very big crowd of 4,000 people rocked up to Etihad. Oh, it was huge.
Was it only 4,000 people at Etihad Stadium?
It was. There
wow,
was.
people jumped up the Bulldogs.
It should have been a free event. It should have been a free event. It was ridiculous. It was a very, very quiet game. And you would have expected more. Western Bulldogs,
Western
Etihad Stadium, Thursday night, But
Bulldogs
and
still on
everyone
that
was
high.
everyone was expecting the Bond to play this game.
Yeah,
And he was a late-minute
yeah.
withdrawal, and
He
so
was
was our man Travis Cloak.
He was the advertising person. He was, watch the Bond play. The Bond's going to play. The
Yeah.
Bond's first game. Nah.
There were blow-up Bonds out the ground. They were singing his praises. They're like, oh, back in my day, Bond was a brilliant player. I'm thinking, what, 2 years ago? A year ago? And yeah, didn't play. But in all seriousness, Brisbane Lions, have they got a premiership crack next season, Liam?
Oh, they definitely do.
After this game,
don't.
they look. I mean, they showed glimpses. Their first half, as you were saying off air, was outstanding.
It was brilliant. Like
I thought it was very
I was
good.
thinking
Their
to myself,
transition run was great.
Brisbane, let's face it, Brisbane has been the worst team in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since sacking Michael Voss, which is probably the worst move they've done.
And Brendan Favol.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't think they gave Michael Voss enough of a chance.
The fact is, they almost made the finals in the year they sacked him.
Yeah.
If they bet Geelong, which they lost by a point, and Carlton didn't beat Port Adelaide by a point, Brisbane would have played finals. So Mark Harvey would have coached the Lions into a final in the year they sacked their coach.
Oh.
Which is very because they wanted Paul
Very
Roos,
murky.
which was kind of well known now. But best half. I don't know. Yes, it was the Bulldogs Bees, but they trained with the Premiership side. So
That's right.
I just think for Brisbane it was good. It was
Very good hit out.
They could probably win a game. They'll probably win a few. I think they'll win 5 games, 4 or 5 games this year. But the next goal is now to do that pressure for an entire game.
That's right.
And talking about
Maintain it.
Brisbane, I don't know about yous, but Beams just looked weird as captain.
Yeah, he looked a little bit different out there. I don't know whether it's the haircut or whether it's the captaincy.
I can run you through the Brisbane captains if you like. You've got Lynch, Alistair Lynch, Michael Voss, Jonathan Brown, Chris Johnson, Luke Power, Simon Black, and then you had Jed Adcock, and Todd Rockcliffe. Apart from even though Adcock was a really tough player, it didn't look tough. But they're all real tough,
real tough,
manly men players.
Real tough, yeah.
Tough.
And then you
We're
got
from
Beams.
Brisbane.
Beams just doesn't have that toughness about that grit.
I don't know. Maybe he needs another tattoo sleeve. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Maybe face tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will that make him tougher? I don't know. He's really got to inflict some pain on himself, I think. But no, Brisbane, good win. Unfortunately for Rourke Smith, Western Bulldog player, long hair.
Yeah.
Another good Smith as well. They've got a couple of Smiths there.
Did
the
his
Western
ACL.
Bulldogs. Did his ACL. Torn 12 months probably on the sideline, so won't play this season
Good for the
again.
Bulldogs players to get in the rim though. Make sure he's okay. But Bob Murphy's the nicest man in the world.
Absolutely. He's
So-
got great mentors there.
Yes.
He's going to get through this. He's going to be a better player
Yes.
for it. So, unfortunate news, but well done to the Brisbane Lions. We go to Friday's results, and GWS, a bit of a Sydney derby, this one, and GWS did play a very, very young side here, so it wasn't really a huge surprise that they lost, but
There
Sydney
was
got up.
one thing, and it will earn this player the respect of the AFL community is Tim Taranto. When he got flattened by Buddy
Oh,
Franklin,
yes.
came back on and kicked the goal.
Unbelievable.
Like he got flattened. He didn't get to skip up. He got flattened.
Pancake, bang.
Like if you want to earn the respect of everyone as someone who hasn't actually played an official game yet, that's what you do.
That's right.
And I think I'm not going to say it's a lock for round 1. He might be in an emergency, but that would have got him picked. Would have got him the respect for someone like Cullen Ward, their captain, who's
Unbelievable.
tough as nails.
Absolutely.
He would have loved that.
He would have loved it. He's like, go do it again. Come on. and I mean, this is the thing, right? So Buddy Franklin's got a seven-year contract at Sydney, so he'll be playing well into his mid-30s.
Yes.
When Tim Taranto is eventually quite big, muscly, he can go to Buddy Franklin at full forward and just go, hey, Buddy, bang.
Get one back.
Buddy's
Remember
not
that?
Buddy's not as tough as he may look. My favourite moment my only good moment of the 13 grand final was when Ballantyne flattened Franklin.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like a mice flattening a lion. It's unbelievable. But Buddy Franklin, good to see him back. 2 goals in the wet.
Nice.
Very good effort. 16 disposals, if you don't mind, as well. So, good victory by the
And then we
Sydney.
go down to Saturday and
Oh,
terrible performance by
Carlton.
Carlton.
jeez, Carlton.
It's
What can you
just so
say?
upsetting when you just see anyone lose by that much. Pre-season or
In a pre-season
Oh,
anything
they
or
did
whatever.
not try. They did not give
Yeah.
In fact,
any...
most of the pre-season games have been relatively close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to this one. And Josh Bruce, 7 goals, if you don't mind.
Oh, beautiful 7
Yeah,
goals
he's
as well.
beautiful. And when Tim
Did
Membry
more
isn't
goals
doing
than
it,
Carlton.
he did.
Yeah.
McCartan had 12 marks, so a very good presence around the ball from
A
McCartan.
lot of people are saying this is his breakout year, so just keep your eye on.
St Kilda looks like a
McCartan.
dominant. Before we go,
yes, of course.
before we go to a song, and then at least I'll do my predictions because I won't be here for when we do our
Of course.
predictions. And then we go to the grand final.
Grand final.
It's Freo versus Collingwood. That goal. I'm not going to lie, the last quarter was, I think, halfway through the last quarter, everyone forgot it was a JLT game. It was a spot for probably a final. It was intense. The intensity was through the roof. Everything mattered. Everything counted. And for Ed Langdon to kick a goal after the siren. Beautiful kick as well.
Against his brother's club.
The only thing I liked about the celebration, as much as I thought it was very unnecessary, there were all the young players. There was all the young players.
That's
I think,
right, yeah.
And that's probably a good way.
Tasting their first victory.
First victory.
Their only
probably,
victory.
Probably the last one.
Yeah.
But it was good. You know, you want to build a good culture around the club. You want all your young players to get along, and that just seems like, they're all having a laugh. The only player you see at the background of it was Lockie Neal pretty much telling everyone to calm down. He's in the leadership group now. He has to be
That's right.
a bit more responsible.
Was your skipper Nat Fife pretty excited?
I don't know. Fife never. I don't think I've ever seen Fife smile.
No.
He's a very serious.
Is he the Meg
person.
Lanning of the AFL?
Yes, I think
could
so.
well
yes.
be.
Like, I don't think he just does not a happy person. Fife.
5-19 disposal on the weekend. Pretty good for a comeback.
I'm surprised he's played both games in sweltering heat.
Yeah. But if for those of you out there on Fox Footy, and they're also doing them on YouTube, they're doing some videos about Nat Fife's recovery.
Yes.
And it's a really, really good insight into the man, because I don't think there hasn't been a lot of exposure about him in the past. So it's really good to see. He's a very intelligent young man.
He's very smart. Yes.
He learned how to be a helicopter pilot. I don't know.
Drives road trains.
Drives road. He's
Wow.
phenomenal.
What
He's
a
phenomenal.
guy.
Speaking of Freo, four players didn't get a run until the last 5 minutes of the game. Don't know if that was tactics from Lion to be have a proper bench in that heat. So it could be they got a run, but nothing big. So it could be tactics on Lion's half.
Probably a wise idea. On Sunday, Adelaide bet Geelong at a local. I think it was Richmond Park.
Yes,
it was Richmond Park, and won Super Goal 9-7-70 to 1-7-13-64. So a good little hit out there. Dean Gore played, of course. Paddy Dangerfield's opposite number. Got flattened. He did. And I can't watch Geelong in this JLT series. I
hate the jumper.
Either can I. I
shocking.
saw I think one game, and then they were wearing the stupid shirts, and then I saw a photo of them playing yesterday, and I was just like, they're still wearing them. Surely someone told them that was just
at
not
least
okay.
cut the sleeves. At least.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
these players don't want their muscles not showing.
They're gonna wear it.
Apparently a game during the season they're gonna wear it.
That upsets
Someone
me.
burn it, please.
I'm sorry.
Every time I think Adelaide loves beating Geelong. Just the fact that it's like you break up with someone and you wish them the best, but you secretly hope you do better than them.
That's right.
That's what Adelaide thinks of
Dangerfield. They're doing right now.
They're like, hey Adelaide, can we just be friends? Sure. I hope all the best for you, but I just want to do so much better than you.
Yeah.
That's right. And we go to another result, and Richmond are continuing their flying form in the JLT. They're looking very good at the moment.
Even though they clashed with the umpires with their yellows.
That's right. It was very confusing. And I think some of the umpires look like they got some disposals as well. But they got up against Port Adelaide. So congratulations to the Tigers. And Dustin Martin looking very good, even though he might not be there next week.
Well, we'll talk about since I'm going away in roughly 26 hours.
Countdown clock is on.
I won't be here for our pre-season predictions.
Oh, no.
I know.
Liam.
So I'm going to do my top 8, my grand final, and my premiers, Brownlow and Coleman.
Some big calls here as well. I've had a little sneak peek, and there are some big calls. So everyone stay tuned for this.
So my top 8, I've got the Giants finishing first.
Good call.
Adelaide finishing second.
Ooh.
Bulldogs third. St Kilda's going to make the top 4.
Ooh.
Then the Demons are going to make their first final series in over 10 years. I think they have to.
I like that. I think
they have to.
No, I think they will.
I got the Hawks. Well, they won't fall that far.
No.
I got the Swans in 7th, but I might move that higher.
Swans in 7th?
Yep. And then my biggest surprise, I've got the Gold Coast Suns in 8th.
Ooh.
I agree with that.
I've been saying it since halfway through last year that the Suns will make the 8th this year.
Yeah.
Actually, Colin Mother Butler have been saying it since 2014.
You couldn't fit Fremantle in your top 8?
I couldn't fit him in my top 18.
I'll tell you.
They just stay home all season. It's fine.
No, I know.
My grand final, I've got Adelaide versus GWS.
First, second.
The Giants will win the premiership. I don't think there won't be another Bulldogs. It'll be a simple 1 versus 2.
The Bulldogs win was
a once in a lifetime.
That was a once in a lifetime, and literally just a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
they just played
Everything just
an
happened.
amazing final series.
And I just think, GWS will probably win by a good 30 points. It'll be nothing special.
No.
The Brownlow will go to Rory Sloane from Adelaide.
Wow.
The skipper from Gold Coast, Tom Lynch, will take out the common. He was so close last year. I think he did better delivery will be much help him out so much this year.
Joe Danaher, second?
Oh,
maybe?
after his one touch on the weekend, I don't know.
He's looking solid, I'll tell you. If handballs counted as goals, yes.
I've got North Melbourne as my wooden spooners, but I might swap that to Carlton now. I don't know.
It's definitely not Freo.
Also, the three big players, well, they're not even in the top 18.
They don't even exist on the ladder.
Yes, I've got Dustin Martin will leave Richmond.
Ooh.
Fife will stay, and I've got Tom Rockcliffe at 50-50.
50. You can't sit on the fence, come on. Is he staying or going?
With Rockcliffe, I don't know. He's got seems to have a good relationship with the new coach, but losing the
Yeah.
captaincy would hurt.
I reckon after round one, we'll ask for your opinion on that.
Yep.
It could be interesting.
That is an interesting one, actually,
Wow.
because you did hear about him having the pre-season of his life and
Yeah,
everything
and
like
he-
that, but the year beforehand...
Yeah, and Fagan seems to really have
Yeah.
something, not a beverage type of thing, but he seemed to get something different out the Lions.
Maybe
Yeah.
they did share a beverage together. They might have,
and that
might have
got
struck
a-
up a couple of chords,
Yeah. Well, yeah, there were Liam's predictions for
They are
the
Liam's
2017 AFL season, some big ones.
Yes.
Yep,
um,
you will hear Lucy and I's a little bit further on when
Yeah.
when the season is about to start.
and before we go to a song,
take some inspiration from that.
Yeah.
before we go to a song, we should do our slogans. We've actually found out the
Yes.
true meanings behind some teams'
Yes.
slogans this year.
Yes, of course.
You
You've
can-
written
you
some
can go
absolute.
first.
You've written some absolute classics here, Liam. I'm gonna get the ball rolling with a team called the West Coast Eagles, and a lot of people are expecting them to do well this season. Of course, they picked up a couple of good players, and so this is what the slogan's about. So. Yes, we may have 4-time premiership player, Brownlow medalist, 1-time premiership captain, 5-time best and fairest, and 3-time All-Australian. But a lot of people are forgetting we have Ballarat born and bred Drew Petrie. Microphone drop. Thank you very much.
Well, I've got another W. The Western Bulldogs.
Oh, yes.
The countdown begins. 61 years to go. They're already counting down to their third premiership. Good on them.
Here we go. This is for all you Melbourne fans out there. There will be plenty of good wins this season. Simon Goodwin, yes, thank you very much. Thank you very
The
much.
door's there if you just want to leave. Just
Oh yes,
I've got the Brisbane Lions. It's okay. We have a girls' team.
I like it. For Carlton as well, a team doing very, very well.
Yes.
Hungry for a Reece Palmer.
Hey.
I got Freo. Please don't go Fife. Very just straight to the point.
I like that. Hawthorn. Name a better combination. Jaeger in a shoe.
Oh.
Oh, I like that one.
I've got a Geelong.
There we go.
Be our third player. They're seriously looking for a third player to fit with Joel Starwood and Patrick Dangerfield on their team.
But the only catch with that is that you have to wear that jumper.
Yes.
At least once. So
You have to be seeing that
yeah.
jumper.
That is a
But
consequence.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing. People trying to find Geelong's third player. Like apparently you're
right.
meant to have 22, but they can only find 2.
My slogan for Geelong is very simple. We still have Paddy.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Just reminding the competition that we still have Paddy. I've got one for Sydney here. Close second in a granny. It's an odd year this year.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
They might do well this year. You never know.
Now
right.
I've got my AFLPA
Oh, here we go.
controversy here. We want a pay rise. Wiping out bums with $20 notes isn't enough. They want to wipe their bum with the $50 notes.
They want the
They
yellow.
want it, yes.
They want the yellow one.
Yes. Oh.
I got one for the Western Bulldogs as well. T-Cloak, 3 votes. And that's fair. That's fair, isn't it?
How many times do we want to
Is-
hear that? In
Maybe
the
maybe that's an accumulation of 3 votes over the season.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh
his
my
career at
God.
Western Bulldogs. I don't know. It's open for interpretation. There
But-
you go.
Yeah, so it's going to be, I think, another huge year of AFL.
Oh, it's gonna be
So
massive.
it's going to be big. And judging from those slogans, the
Wow.
teams will have to deal with our wrath.
Oh,
on
actually,
a weekly
And,
basis.
and
I
Lucy,
think.
we just need your opinion real quick.
Yes.
Out of those slogans,
Mhm.
which club are you more persuaded to join now that you've
I've
read
got one
those
more. I
slogans?
just got a
Oh,
phone
he's
call.
got one.
Just
Here
got
we
a phone
go.
call exclusive from Essendon Football Club. Drug free since 2016.
Oh, yes. And also court case free as well. But here's my Essendon one. Tipping Green Fantasia. Who wouldn't want to see this forward combo? Seriously.
That sounds a bit delicious.
Tipping Green Fantasia. That'd be a great surname. Anyway, who are you? Who's your club of choice now?
Yes.
Would you
Club
like
of
a
choice.
Reece Palmer, or would you like a?
You want some beggars?
Would you like a Drew Petrie, or?
Or you want to wait 61 years for a flag?
I like
Right.
the 61 years for the flag one. That's too good because, as we said, like, bit of a fluke for Western Bulldogs last year. So I think they're going to have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait.
Longer.
It's 61-year cycle for the next,
Yeah, it
for
is.
the next lot
It
of
is,
good
yep.
luck. Yeah. But we're going to go to a song now,
Yes.
and this is Shura with Touch, and this is Sports Desk on SYN 90.7 FM. With a lot of sport.
5 minutes. We've
Yeah,
got a bit like...
we've got a bit of time. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
so
start this.
yeah, stretch it out. Ready? Here we go. And starting off with the A-League, the Big Blue Derby on.
To start off the daily, Sydney
Friday
FC defeated Melbourne Victory 1-0. Then Wellington Phoenix defeated Drew Perth 3-3. Was that good? Was that
yeah,
quick?
that's pretty good. Yeah.
No, but in the probably grand final preview, you might safe to say in the A-League,
Yeah.
Sydney FC defeated Melbourne Victory 1-0. It was a good game, very good game. Bobo kicked the goal in the 50th minute.
Bobo.
Bobo?
I
Not
find
Bobo?
that so funny.
Bobo.
That name.
Bobo.
Bobo.
Bobo Baggins.
Yeah, he kicked his goal. Kevin Muscat was not happy with the decision that was made.
Kevin Muscat is never happy
but
with any
that's
decision
true.
ever.
He's never happy.
Sports for the grumpy people.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've chosen all the grumpy people today on
Certainly
the Sports Desk. But yeah, he was not happy. Was very careful with his words, considering that earlier in the season, I think he got
Yes.
fined for saying something about the umpires. But
Don't you love when you watch it on TV and you know they're saying something nice like, "Oh, you're a great person," and you know, yeah, you're like, okay.
no, he just went for the
Yes.
classic. You know, we all make mistakes. With
Wink,
just
refs.
a really, just a great
Well,
look, a happy look on his
Tell
face.
you what, for those of you who are into your Civil War history, a musket is a rifle.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
gun. It's a rather large gun, and that's exactly what Kevin Muscat
Oh
is.
no, but
Yeah.
a musket.
He is shooting shots everywhere.
Nah, but a musket takes time to work up. You got to, you know.
That's right. You got
and
to
that's exactly like him as well.
put
Amazing.
plenty of gunpowder in it.
Wellington Phoenix drew Perth Glory 3-3. Also on Saturday, the Wanderers drew United 3-3. Oh, 0-0, sorry. The Melbourne City
exciting game.
defeated Central Coast in their 5th Sunday game in a row.
Yep.
3-2.
They do like their
and-
Sunday games, Melbourne
yes.
City.
The Brisbane Roar defeated Newcastle 3-1. And it's pretty much, you know, Sydney FC is on top. They're doing
Yeah,
good.
the Melbourne Victory needed to win.
Yeah, for
the
any chance
derby
for-
on Friday for any chance of that. So I think Sydney go now. They're about 6 points, I think, ahead on top. So
Yes.
it's Sydney, Melbourne, Melbourne City, in the top three. So
And congratulations to the Perth Wildecats.
Wildcats.
They really got their head in the game.
oh
Hey,
Yes.
there we go.
yes,
We needed
I
at least
love a high
one
school
reference to
musical
it.
reference.
We needed one reference to it.
We did one a few weeks ago. You weren't here.
No,
We did quite a few.
We did.
I think we
We
said that
did.
get Zac Efron on their team and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
To be 17 again.
I know, right? I know. Yeah, I'm glad that the Wildcats got their head in the game. There was no distractions of the musical theatre kind, and they wrapped up the series.
They were
3-0.
breaking free. They were soaring,
They-
flying.
Flying. Absolutely.
There's not a star in heaven they could not reach.
Give us another hour and we'll continue
Oh my
doing
god, I
God.
love it. So that's good for the Perth Wildcats. Didn't need the 2 more games.
No,
No,
yes.
didn't need him.
The first 2 games are the same scoreline, 89-77.
That was
And then they won
Wow.
95-86 to win their first ever back-to-back, but 8
Wow.
championships overall for the best team in the NBL.
good on them.
We go to the Suncorp Netball. Suncorp.
Oh, yes.
Sunkop.
Big results here.
The Giants remain undefeated, defeating Collingwood, which is always
It's
good.
always good to see.
59-51, as well as
good
the West Coast Fever lost to the LA Firebirds, 47-60. The Vixens and the New South Wales Swift drew,
Come on, Vix.
and the Sunshine Coast Lightning lost to the Queensland Fire. The Adelaide Thunderbirds. So it was the
Thunderbirds.
Queensland Firebirds. My bad. Very small writing.
That's just confusing.
But yeah, so the Giants are sitting pretty at the top of the table. 3 wins, 0 losses.
Yeah, and there was a big doubleheader on Saturday night at Hisense Arena.
Yes.
First one of the season. So I think they got another 8,000 there.
It was a
For
good
that?
crowd, good
Very
crowd,
So
good game.
better than the crowd at
Better than at Etihad, I'll tell you what.
The girls, Beyonce
Dismal.
might be right now. The girls are taking over.
Yeah,
They are.
Who run the world?
Yes.
Who run the world, girls?
Yes.
And speaking of the girls, and back to the soccer, the Matildas are playing over in Portugal at the moment in the Algarve Cup.
Si, senor.
And they went down their first game 1-0 to Sweden on
Sweden.
Wednesday,
That's a win.
but have got
Yeah.
back a win on Friday
Yeah,
night.
Si,
They
senorita.
They put down the Netherlands 3-2 with 2 amazing goals by Gedelic, I think her name is.
Wow.
Both one from a corner kick, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Australia
not easy to
has
Wait, from the corner kick or was it a headbutt from the corner kick?
no, like she got it in from the corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so no one touched it. Like she just bent it like Beckham, as they say,
Yeah.
into the goal from the corner. And so they face the Matildas have China tonight for their last group stage game. So it's a weird one with the Algarve Cup. They don't have like a final series or anything. It's like just there's 3 groups, A, B, C, and whoever finishes with the most points group plays in a final. So I think if Australia wins tonight, there'll either be a chance for the first place second or third place fourth. So that's also exciting.
Wow.
And in the NRL, what happened?
Oh,
Liam?
yes.
The Storm. We don't have enough time to go through the whole NRL, but we're all from Victoria. We like the Melbourne.
And if we're talking about rugby, we may as well focus on Victoria.
Yeah. They got over the Bulldogs 12-6 in a
New South Wales has never been nice to us in the rugby.
Exactly.
We no score after the half time, but 12-6, good win from the Melbourne Storm.
There was some controversy in the game.
Yes,
there was some serious controversy. Duo Will Chambers and Cameron Munster were the first to cop fines under the brand new revamped judiciary system. Of course, there were different incidents on Friday. I did see the trip, and he disguised it very well, I must say. But he couldn't get off, and with an early plea, he's discounted $1,500. It's only gone to $1,100, so that's not too bad.
It's good to know that it's not just the AFL that changes their rules every year.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
In the Super Rugby, it was a very, very close game in Wellington, with the Hurricanes just getting over the Rebels 71-6. It's looking promising for the first 10 minutes when Hodge scored 2 penalty goals to put them up 6-0, the Melbourne Rebels. But, scoring 71 unanswered points.
So they lost by, 60-something points?
Yeah.
Oh, golly. That's a lot. But if you're playing a New Zealand side, I'm sure that's probably a little bit expected. They've always been better at us than rugby.
We're all bigger than we are.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
But I think one of the biggest things of the weekend was maybe Kyrgios getting Djokovic down in straight sets.
I did say that. Weirdly, they only played 2 sets, though. It must just be because it's obviously a smaller Mexican tournament, but still a very good effort.
Maybe it was cooler. Maybe it was a nice 26 degrees, not a 27.
Yeah, it wasn't too hot. The conditions are fine. But we spoke about Kyrgios and Tomic on Friday's show about how do you solve a problem like bad boys.
You defeat Djokovic in straight sets.
Yeah, you just silence your critics with a defeat like that.
And I watched some of the game. He was outstanding. And so now Kyrgios will play Sam Querrey.
Yes.
And he potentially could play Nadal in the final.
Kyrgios is the most frustrating player for me. He's such a good player. He is. He's such a young player. He has a chance to be one of the world's best, at least win a Grand Slam. But his attitude, it destroys him.
Yeah, I think it's definitely his attitude. And he didn't have a coach for so long. And I think he has either gotten a coach or is looking for a coach now. And I think he sort of needs someone for guidance and a little bit of direction.
Well, Liam, on your way to Ireland, did you want to stop by Mexico and just, see how our young man's going? Maybe give him a couple of words of advice?
He'll listen to me. He will listen to me.
He will listen to you. He's probably listening to the show right now. So
he always listens.
Yeah, he's wearing his pink beats,
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, he heard us talking about him on Friday, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to show them.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play better. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But that's all we have time for today on the sports desk.
Yes.
But before we go, we must bid farewell for 2 weeks to our excellent co-host, Liam.
And Liam, we actually have a poem for you, which we're going to do in an Irish accent before you leave. Now,
that's not good.
It's called an Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And have a safe journey, young man.
I don't think you've ever been to Ireland. There's no sunshine there.
No, there's not. But certainly the rain will definitely fall upon your fields. Don't worry about that.
I think the Irish would have come to what's his name, Bernard Tomic's defence when he said 27 degrees was a bit too hot. Because over there, when it gets about 19, it's shorts and t-shirts. So,
I can't wait.
No excuses for you, Bernard.
I can't wait for my 13-hour flight to Abu Dhabi.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
2-hour wait, then my 8-hour flight to Dublin. A lot of sleep.
So you're going to go from about 40-degree heat to about 12.
Yeah.
It's going to be
not just that, we're getting there at 6 a.m. Irish time, so it's going to be cold.
No, it's very cold
Stay up
indeed.
all day and then have a good thing, go to bed later.
That's my plan, to beat the jet lag and the time zone, because it's going to be like 7 p.m. Wednesday afternoon when we land.
But we're going to have correspondence, hopefully, from Liam while you're over there, because you're going to choose
the Gaelic hurling and the Gaelic football, yes.
Yeah, so we'll get some correspondence.
I work all the time for someone who doesn't actually get paid for what he does. Hi, me,
me too,
SEN.
don't worry.
You might strike up some chords over there. You never know.
So we'll have some correspondence from Liam while he's away for 2 weeks, but you will be joined by me and Michael for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully we can fill the big shoes that,
it's very
will
big
be
void
left
here.
for us. But thank you so much for listening in this morning on SYN 90.7. We're going to go out with The Middle by Wet.